You're listening to The Paul Higgins Show, the place for ambitious tech consultants with purpose. After 18 years as a global sales leader and having a successful tech consulting exit, I'm sharing what's working now to transform emerging tech consultants worldwide into trusted consultants that attract the best clients and deliver measurable results. When you're ready to level up your clarity, results, and freedom, begin with the free Tech Consulting Blueprint available at techconsultantsblueprint.com. Hello, this is Paul Higgins and welcome to episode 500 of my podcast. Very excited about today. And in today's solo show in particular, we'll celebrate the 500th milestone, but we'll also talk about a huge announcement. So in the 400th, 300th, 200th, and 100th episode, I cover the backstory, and you'll sort of, if you go to those episodes, you'll see a bit of our journey. But in short, I started back in May of 2017, and it was called the Corporate Escapees Podcast, aptly named as I was escaping corporate Coca-Cola to start my journey of being a solopreneur running my own business. And we've changed the name just a few times since then. I've got to admit, we had first Corporate Escapees, then we had Build, Live, Give, then we had Accelerate Sales, and we had the Cloud Consultants Show. But what hasn't changed is my love of conversations. Conversations with amazing guests who want to help you with no ask at all. Often someone will come on, whether a Salesforce consultant, whether a NetSuite, HubSpot, you name it. They only come on here to share their secrets and their learnings to help you. That's all they do, right? They don't get anything else out of it. Now, I must admit, behind the scenes, sometimes I work with some of these clients and I do other things, but that's not why they come on board. They come on board to help you. And if you're a past guest, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me that you come on and share your secrets with everyone else. And without you, the 500 episodes wouldn't be possible. I would like to thank those who have also made the show possible, all of those 500 episodes. We've had past team members, including Chi and Diana, so thank you for your commitment and loyalty. Also, the current team members, and in particular, Connie, who's even doing some of the editing. So Connie and Sarah, I really love how dedicated and passionate you are about making this podcast as good as it can be. Also, I'd like to thank Balas, who was our prior editor that edited, I think, about 450 of the shows. So thank you. I'd also love to thank some of my mentors. Now, I won't go through the whole list, but just a couple that really stand out. One is James Schramko, who's got his own podcast, James Schramko Show, I think it's called, or the podcast, not quite sure, but James is an amazing guy. He sort of helped me and mentored me through challenges with my business and health. Never miss an episode of his, and he inspires me to continue to put out great content. The other one is Michael Greenberg, who helped me for a time there on some of the name changes and some other strategies. Michael O'Neill from the Solopreneur Hour. A big shout out to Michael. He sort of helped me early on. And also Doug Sandler from Nice Guys Finish First. Jamie Masters, whose podcast is called Eventual Millionaire. And she was pivotal when I really went through my transplant. You know, I used to get up at 4 a.m., I know, because of the US times, and I'd meet with her. And once again, she's a great podcaster, just a fantastic, wonderful person. So thank you. And finally, Melanie Benson from the Amplify Your Success, who, Melanie, I know that we made some changes that have proved to be very successful. And one other person I'd like to thank is Bob as well. So if you're listening, Bob, thank you for some of the recent changes that you've done to the podcast. You've been fantastic. So that's Bob Gentle and from Amplify Me, and also Raymond Williamson, who's currently working with me to make some changes to the podcast and also launch the playbook, which I'm very excited to have more about soon. But I'd like to also thank my clients who give me the inspiration and ideas, particularly for these solo shows. I try to give you as many real world examples as possible because, well, personally, I like that when I listen to podcasts, and I know that that's what inspires me to make action, so that's why I do the same. And also, I'd like to thank you for listening, right? Be it your first of the 500 or all 500. And if you have listened to all 500, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. That would be fantastic. And the 500th show is releasing on a very special day in my life. It's the 5th of October, 2023. And it's a very special day because it's my mum's birthday. She would have been 77 today. She passed away in July of 2019, and we shared a birthday. And she was a school teacher, and apparently I popped out on the school bell on her birthday, and we had an amazing bond together, including sharing a chronic disease which sadly took her life way too young. And now I also share that same chronic disease with my son, Liam. But Mum, you gave me the art of conversations and being inquisitive, and I miss you greatly, and I want to dedicate this show to you, my 500th episode. Now, we'll change gears a bit onto a new and huge announcement. As we continue to evolve and adapt to better serve you, right, because it's all about you, we believe it's time for a new name change. Right, so certainly when the name changes, I want you to make sure that you're still subscribed and you check your feed and make sure that you still get those episodes into your feed no matter what platform you listen to. But we're not just changing our name, we're reinvigorating our commitment, delivering top-notch content specifically for you as a tech consultant. So we're going to say goodbye to the Cloud Consultant Show, and we're going to say hello to the Paul Higgins Show, because there's one thing that's going to be consistent and constant in this show, and that's me. So I thought, well, why don't I just name the show after me, but we will have a different tagline. So I can't see this podcast changing its name again. This will be the last one. But rest assured, the heart and soul of our podcast remains the same, and we're still here to help you. So we have a new tagline. It's Scale Faster, Live Better. And the bottom line is, I love giving you value every week. That hasn't changed. And so often I ask you to say hi and let me know you listen. And it's so wonderful when people reach out to me on LinkedIn or, there's different ways, and they will say, hey, I've been listening to your show forever. And I'm like, I never knew that, right? And that's the loneliness of podcasting. I don't do it because I want you to reach out to me, right? I do it because I want to add as much value as you. And if I never meet you or never hear from you, that's fine. But on my 500th show, I just love one favor. Let me know that you listen to this. It'll just make all that effort so much greater. Okay, so just reach out and say hi. You know where to get me. There's all the links in the show notes. So I'll see you next week on the Paul Higgins Show, where we help tech consultants just like you to scale faster, live better. Time for action. Subscribe, comment, and let me know what you like best about this episode. Plus, get your exclusive show extras and growth action guides for subscribers only. Visit techconsultantsblueprint.com.